ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं भूतले स्वयं रूपं सुखनोतिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवम् अद्वैतं सावधूतं पुल्यसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीकृतिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावन विषाणुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. I hope my voice is clear, everyone. Any difficulties, please let me know.
No problem.
Uh, so it's okay, right? Sorry, I was actually traveling. I supposed to perform my yajna, so I got a little late. That's why today's class was late. Uh, we discussed yesterday about Ishwara Pameya, and then we discussed about how Supreme Lord Parabrahma is independent and Parabrahma has infinite qualities. So one may think of Parabrahma as impersonal, but then there are Shruti Pramanas which are given to say how Parabrahma is person. And then that person is it can get confused in Vedic literature. Many suktas are there, many mantras are there, and each sukta seems to be glorifying Bhagavan, seems to be glorifying that particular devata as topmost. Every mantra has a rishi, devata, and chanda associated with it. So the devata that is specifically for that this sukta, that devata could be considered supreme. So under those circumstances, who is supreme, what is supreme becomes a difficult question to answer, and that has caused great confusion in India. That people are not sure as to which deity is supreme. Some consider all of them as supreme. Under these circumstances, it is there are Narayana is supreme based on Narayana, and there are some other Upanishads which clearly tell that Vishnu or Narayana is the supreme Lord. Then why is it that the other deity mentioned like that? How to understand the position of other deities? That is one question. Second question is the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita which says Vedaischa sarvair ahameva Vedanta Veda Vedayam. I am the only person known in all the Vedas. And Vede Ramayane Purane Bharate Adi Madhye Sarvatra Gite. Supreme Lord Hari alone is glorified in all these things. So that is another question. We don't see that. We see so many devatas who are glorified, separately glorified. So does that mean that these verses are wrong? So when we
Prabhu,
understand
your
through
voice
the
is not clear,
Brahma
Prabhu.
Sutra,
Hare Krishna.
okay, is
Prabhu,
it the
your
case
voice
with
is not
everyone
clear,
else
Prabhu.
or all others? Okay, how about
Yes,
others?
Prabhuji,
Are you also
it
facing the
is
same
cracking a
problem?
bit, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, it is not continuous. It is cracking a bit in between.
Okay, it's breaking, is it? My voice? Is my voice breaking?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, let me change to my data network then. Some more Wi-Fi problems. Hare Krishna, am I audible? My voice clear? Are there any difficulties? Is my voice breaking up or is it clear?
Still breaking, Prabhuji.
I will switch off my video. Just a minute. Hare Krishna, I will try to close my video and try to speak. Hare Krishna, are you all able to hear me?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji, we are able to hear you.
Is it clear now? Any issues?
Clear, Prabhuji, clear.
Okay, so I'll speak without the camera then. So the Vedanta Sutra Sarva Shabda Vachakatvat means that the one, whatever be the name, it first refers to the Supreme Lord and then it refers to the particular entity. So when we say that it is Suresha, Suresha means Sura Isha, the Isha of the Suras, the master of all the Devatas. So it's Indra, but actually the real Suresha is Vishnu only. So once it refers to Vishnu and then it will refer to Indra, secondary. So every name that we have, each one has a name. So that name first glorifies Vishnu and then glorifies that particular entity. So this is a critical point we should understand. Unless we understand this point, we will not be able to explain those scriptures which glorify Indra as topmost or Chandra as topmost or the deities of the Vedas as topmost. Unless we understand this Sarva Shabda Vachakatvat, we will not be able to understand this point. Okay, so is this clear? Any doubts in this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So there was a concept that in different scriptures, their specific deities are glorified means for a particular kind of candidates, particular adhikaris. So,
But then, yeah, that is there for different people because Krishna says, "Yatam mam prapaddante tam stataiva bhajamyaham." Based on how you accept me, I will reciprocate accordingly. Based on how you approach the Supreme, he will reciprocate accordingly. So if somebody wants to consider lower deities as Supreme, he will get results accordingly. So that concept is there. But at the same time, we should also establish that Lord Hari is the only person glorified in all the Vedic literatures. How are we going to establish that point?
so even in the Puranas, like even the Tamasic Puranas, there also means, whatever names are there, that actually refers to Lord at first, and then to the particular demigod.
Yes, when it is referred to the Lord, then the Purana no more becomes Tamasic.
Okay.
So it is so because people are making it tamasic by verifying using it for other purposes than glorification of Hari. The essence is that Hari Sarvatra Giyate. Supreme Lord Hari is the only person who is glorified everywhere.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, please tell me.
Suppose if exclusively if some devatas are glorified, still that will be considered first the Supreme Lord is glorified and then that particular deity is glorified, or is there any
Yes.
exclusive glorification of devatas are mentioned? How can we understand this?
Yeah, you see, for example, Agni Mele Purohitam Yajnasya Dhataram Ritwijam Hotaram Yajnasya Dhataram. This first sukta of Agni Mele, of Agni Sukta, or the first mantra of Vayu Sukta, Vayava Yahi Darshet Me Soma Alankratate Shampahi Shuddhi Hom. So these are the suktas, these are the mantras which are the suktas of the particular deities like Agni or Vayu. So they are actually clarifying Agni and Vayu. But even before Agni came into existence, or even before Agni was born or Vayu was born, because they are born from Aditi. Even before Aditi was born, even before Brahma was born, these shlokas were existing, these Vedas were existing. So when they were imparted to Brahma, whom was Brahma glorifying by the shlokas? He was actually glorifying Vishnu, who was in front of him. Got it?
Yes.
Because
Prabhuji,
then Vedas are eternal.
Prabhuji, is it only valid for the Vedas or for the Puranas also it is valid? Like does it cover?
Even when Hiranyaksha was holding, he was giving bad words to the Lord. Okay, the Lord took it as a glorification. So every word is actually first denoting the Lord and then denoting other entities. Every word in this existence, not just the Vedas.
Okay, bro, means if we say John or some other name, that is also sort of glorifying Lord only.
It must first glorify the Lord and then it must have a common usage, which is there for us.
Got.
Any other questions related to this?
So, but how will relate that the word John glorifies a lot? Indra
You have to do
or
you have to do the vritti of the word. Because nobody will keep a word which is something bad. It must be something good only. That I'm not scholar of English, but if we get into English, we'll understand that it might be something good, and that good part is first in the Lord, right?
yes.
Yeah. Somebody's name is Suhasa, but he will have a frowning face. He may not have a smiling face. So, but the Lord will always have a smiling face. So his name will always be Suhasa. Like that.
But bro, there are some negative words also which are insulting some person. So would that also mean glorification of Lord?
Like, for example, if you say Chauragraganyam, the greatest of the thieves. So when it is meant for the Lord, it becomes a glory, right? Or Kapata Chudamani, the greatest of the cheaters. So Lord is indeed the greatest of the cheaters. What do you say, Apurva Damodar Prabhu? This can be a discussion. I mean, I don't mind. There
Yes, sir.
can be.
No. I understood this point, but bro, if it is not meant for the Lord, but you are saying that like according to Sarva Shabda, Vacha, like every word which we say, it is first glorifying Lord and then it is going towards other person. So suppose there is like Osama bin Laden is one of the biggest terrorists we have ever seen. Like this, some sort of a sentence comes up. So how does it glorify Lord in that sentence? Like this
No,
is like
Osama's
if
parents.
negatively someone is we are negatively insulting someone. Then like if it is Lord, then I understand. But if some person, but if due to this logic, it means first it is glorifying Lord. That
No, Osama bin Laden, his parents would have thought something nice about him, that he will make a great career, he will be a good civilized person in society, and he will be good to everyone, and accordingly they would have named him. But then he became a wrong person later on with the experiences in his life. But the name still remains, right? So it is indeed true that Krishna is the greatest terrorist, because when the devastation happens, mercilessly he just finishes off everything. He gulps everything, he burns everything, and just finishes off. So is that not the case in the form of time? So point is, you cannot malign the Lord even if you want to. Even if you want to, you cannot give a bad name for the Lord. It is Lord is like fire in 10th canto. Parikshit Maharaj questions about Ras Leela. How can the Lord himself do these things and set a bad role model? So what Shukdev Goswami answers is that Lord is like fire. Anything you throw in fire, the thing gets cured, but the fire can never become contaminated. So like that, the Lord is. You cannot spoil his name with anything.
Prabhu, then
Yes, sir.
Prabhu, the concept of Mayavad, means they also say everything is God. Means that also point will come, no? That we are saying that everything is meant for God's glorification.
Yes. So the next point that I will be explaining will clarify that.
Yes.
So,
So
Prabhuji,
yes, yes.
Agni, Vayu, Indra, Rudra, so they are all dependent realities of the Supreme Lord. So
Correct.
when they are glorified, so we can understand that actually the glorification is meant originally for the Supreme Lord, since they are dependent reality of the Supreme Lord Himself. So they are also taking that glorification, or that glorification is also going to them.
Secondarily, they get glorified. Primarily, the Lord.
Primarily the Supreme Lord Himself.
And it's the karta whose consciousness matters. The person who is the doer of the yajna, if he is doing for the pleasure of the Lord, then it becomes like completely surrendering to the Lord and depending on Him. If he is doing the same yajna with the consciousness of going for the particular demigod, then Devan Devo Yajayanti Madhyati Mantivampi. So he goes to those demigods. So
Okay.
he
Suppose.
has to take the tapasya of completely surrendering to Vishnu despite being engaged in this karma.
Okay. Prabhuji, suppose let's say, I'm a demigod worshipper, and I am reciting all these, respective sutras and all. Now my consciousness is that, I want to glorify, this particular Agni, Vayu, Ganesha and all. So
Yes.
now when I am reciting these particular suktas, so the glorification is actually, according to my consciousness, is it going to the demigods, or is it ultimately
It will
going
go
to
to the
the
demigods only, because
Supreme Lord?
Krishna has very clearly said in the Bhagavad Gita, right, that ye
Yanti
yatha mam tapadyante tam tatev bhajam, and yanti deva tata devan vitrinyanti. If you are Deva Vrata, you will always go to Deva only. You will never come to the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
Now this becomes very important. Why I will tell you, because in the third chapter, Krishna speaks about karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astitya janakadaya. Janaka etc. perfected their lives with karma only. Okay. Now such great souls, such elevated souls could have gone to Jnana Marga. Sanakadaya, Sanak Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, they went on the Jnana Marga and they did not have any karma to perform. But Janaka also could have perfected his life like that only, but he did not, because he was in a Grahastha ashrama. He said, although I am on the highest level of knowledge, still, as for being a role model for others, I must perform my prescribed duties. I cannot leave them. I must do certain karma. I cannot leave it, because others will take me as wrong. And what does Krishna say about himself? Even Krishna engaged in karma, because he says that yadi ham na vartyam karyam karmana karmata mama vartamana vartante manushya partha sarvasya. Everyone else will follow my role model if I don't engage in prescribed duties. So yajnarthat karmana netra, you should perform prescribed duties for the sake of yajna. You cannot leave it. Now, after coming to Krishna consciousness, prematurely we might think like things like Sandhya Vandanam and the yajna which a Brahmana has to do, the dana has to do, all these things we should leave it because we are on the transcendental platform. Okay. And many times Madhavendra Puri they quote saying that I give up Sandhya Vandanam, my obeisances to you and all these things. But then definitely Madhavendra Puri is a sannyasi. For him there is no karma. Second thing is he is an extraordinarily elevated soul. And for him the dosha of not performing karma doesn't fall because jnana, by jnana there is karma nivritti. There is free from engagement of karma prescribed duties by jnana. But we are not on the level of jnana. We should either be like Janakadeya if we are really elevated and perform as a role model, or we should perform karma for yajna. And that way gradually we'll be purified. So these concepts
Karma
make
for
us understand
karma
the
for
third
yajna means perform our duties for the pleasure of the
for
Lord.
the sake of yajna.
In other words,
Yajna means, yeah, you see, everyone may not have devotional service, devotional attitude. I explained to you last time that for Janmashtami we have some 500 visitors, of which some 200 registered for Gita course, of which now the people who are continuing are 15 to 20. Most of them we missed out. Correct. So they are not working for Vishnu now, the 180 people. They are not able to work for Vishnu. But suppose I engage them in some construction, some fund collection, or some activity in office work. I maintain some relationship with them. That way they will help me pass certain papers in office. Or physically, Brahmanas would perform yajna, swaha, and all these things. Why? Because some people would bring wood, some people would bring ghee, some people would grow grains and bring those grains which would be cooked and offered in yajna. That way, every member of the society was somehow connected with yajna. Today, we are producing things which cannot be offered in yajna, like microchips or softwares and all those things. They are not. So, what we are doing is we are doing in an indirect way that I will earn money, give a part of that money to the temple, but the expenses are so huge, we are not able to give the part of the money to temple also. So, that way, the direct results of our karma is not going for yajna. Whereas traditionally, a farmer, whatever he grows, at least part of it would go for yajna. So it was more offerable than what it is today. So under those circumstances, we should also plan a society. Okay, one level is okay that we are engaging devotees in the temple for the service of the Lord, or we are engaging devotees of the congregation in service of the Lord. But in a big way, the Krishna's plan is third chapter that the society is to be organized in such a way that somehow or the other everyone gets connected to yajna. So that is when these things become relevant. Am I making sense or this is complicated?
yeah, it is understandable. Thank you.
How about others? What I am saying, does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
So scriptures themselves are classified as sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, and it is not classified based on the scripture itself, but because how much a person gets bewildered studying them. The chances of getting bewildered about the actual message are more in certain scriptures and less in certain scriptures. Vedas are never bewildering, so they can never be classified as tamasic. Vedas are always perfect. You cannot blame the Vedas. But the other scriptures, yes, some of them may not be in line with Vedas directly. So, under those circumstances, those scriptures can be rejected. Whereas the Vedas themselves are never to be rejected, they should always be accepted. So, this is about the Shastras. Now, about the Lord Himself, we separated demigods from the Lord. We separated other living entities from the Lord. What about the Lord Himself? Is he like us? Does he have a soul? Does he have a body? And does his body change? That is another question. And what is his role in creation? That is third question. So we'll take about creation first. So Lord Vishnu is the nimitta karana for the creation and not the upadana karana. Suppose we are making a pot. There are many karanas for the pot, many causes for the pot. One cause is the mud, Another cause is the wheel. Third cause is the stick that makes the rotation of the wheel possible. Fourth cause is the potter. So these are the different causes for the manufacture of a wheel. Among that, if you see, the mud itself undergoes a change in structure. Mud becomes pot. Everything else doesn't undergo any change. For example, stick remains a stick only after the pot is ready, or the wheel remains a wheel, potter remains a potter only. They will not change their forms, whereas the mud itself changes its form into a pot. So the thing that changes its form is called upadana karana. Everyone else is called nimitta karana. So who are the nimitta karanas in making of a pot?
Potter,
Then
the wheel,
yes.
except mud, everything would be nimitta, na?
Yes, mud is the upadana karana. Everything else, the wheel, the stick, the potter, they are all nimitta karanas, and mud itself is upadana. Now, the Mayavadi idea is that the Parabrahma is upadana karana. Means transformation of Parabrahma only creates the world. Parabrahma, when covered by avidya, creates the world. So Parabrahma itself transforms into the world. That is the Mayavadi understanding. Whereas the Vaishnava understanding is that Parabrahma is the nimitta. Prakriti is the upadana. Prakriti changes different forms of manifest to unmanifest, or unmanifest to manifest. So Prakriti is the upadana and Parabrahma is the nimitta. He just organized the transformation. So that is the Vaishnava understanding, because this is actually supported by the Shastra. The Mayavadi the Parabrahma transforming into this is not supported by Shastra. Because Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. It is Satyam, Jnanam, it is full of knowledge, or and it is eternal, Ananta. Whereas Jada Padartha is not knowledge, it is Ajnana. So that is where we can clearly see that Parabrahma is not, what is that? The Upadana for the Jada. Is it clear?
Yes,
So here the Parabrahma is superior energy and the Prakriti is inferior energy. It is mentioned in the 8th chapter, right? Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kam Mano Buddhirevacha Ahankaram Iti Yamme Binna Prakriti Rashtada Aparyam Idastvanyam Prakriti Vidyame Param Jiva Bhuta Mahabaho Ye Idam Dharyate Jagat. The superior living entity is actually maintaining the inferior material energy. So here also the inferior Prakriti is the Upadana and the superior Parabrahma is actually managing this. So that is the understanding. Okay, now this Supreme Lord himself, Supreme Lord Parabrahma itself, there is a sutra, there is a Upanishad statement which says Neha Nasti Kinchana. There is no difference in the Supreme Lord. There is no difference in form, there is no difference in qualities. Now, there was a poet called Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. How many of you have heard about him?
I heard at least.
Yes, yes. So this Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, he wrote a book wherein he is explaining about Krishna, and he says Mathura Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna, Dwarka Krishna. He says each of these Krishnas are different Krishnas. They are not the same Krishna. And on different occasions, both Srila Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur have criticized this idea. There was a Radhashtami lecture in which Prabhupada spoke about this, and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur in another lecture speaks about this. They have criticized this idea that there are different Krishnas at different times. So it seems that there is a huge influence of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee on the youth of Bengal. And all of them seem to be convinced about this idea that the different forms of Vishnu and different forms of Krishna are different from each other. So Krishna is different, Rama is different, Narsimha is different, Narayana is different. They are all different from each other. This is the understanding that people have derived. It could happen in the Krishna conscious movement also, that we could consider that the different avatars are different from each other. Have we got this thought anytime, or have we heard this lecture in the lectures anytime? Have we developed this understanding?
Never, Prabhuji.
Huh?
Now, this kind of idea that different forms of Krishna are different from different forms of Vishnu, this I never heard this kind of philosophy.
No, Krishna is different, Vishnu is different, and Goloka Krishna is superior, and Narayana Vaikuntha Vishnu is inferior. These ideas must be commonly heard, right?
But as per Sri Sampradaya, they will not agree with that, na Prabhu.
Yes. So what do we Gaudiyas think?
So we think that the same Lord is manifesting his all qualities as Krishna and not manifesting some qualities in different forms.
So it is mentioned in the Shastras that it is offensive to consider different forms of the Lord to be different. Okay, it is called Swagata Bheda Vivarchita. There is no Swagata Bheda in the Lord. There are three types of Bhedas that exist. One is Sajatiya Bheda, one is Vijatiya Bheda, and one is Swagata Bheda. Sajatiya Bheda means, let's say, all human beings, they are all of same jati. But within human beings, is there a difference? There is definitely, right? Some are tall, some are short, some are dark, some are white. So there is a difference within the jati. Okay. Vijatiya Bheda means beyond the jati. For example, between humans and trees, there is a difference. Between trees and humans and water, there is a difference. So there is a Vijatiya Bheda. Then there is something called Swagata Bheda. Within also is there a difference. So for Vishnu, this Swagata Bheda doesn't exist. Vishnu is different from others, no doubt about that. But he is not different within himself. For example, the name, form, qualities, pastimes of the Lord are non-different from him. So similarly, the hands, legs, nose, eyes of the Lord, they are also non-different from him. Angani yasya saklendriya vrittimanti, pashyanti fanti kalayanti chiram jaganti. They are all fully potent enough and equally powerful. So similarly, the different avatars of the Lord, they are also not different from each other. They are all supreme. You should not consider one is bigger supreme and one is lower supreme. They should all be treated equally. Not treating, it is mentioned in Shruti that not treating like this is considered offensive. So if we think that the different forms of the Lord are different from each other, then it's an offensive thinking. That's what the Shruti Pramana says. So, but one thing is that, of course, the Lord has hands, the Lord has legs, the Lord has eyes. It's not that it's just one Parabrahma full of light. We can see something, right? Difference. How can
Prabhuji,
I
we
say?
have the understanding. We have the understanding from the Brahma Samhita that from one candle, many other candles also manifest. And in one sense, the original candle is the original one, but in another sense, all look same. So in that sense, all are equal, but the original one is always remain the original. So this
Yes.
understanding, we can connect with the forms of the Lord. That
So the
much
point that I'm
understanding.
bringing is that we should not get influenced by people like Bankim Chandra Chatterjee to think that each of these forms are actually different. What understanding we should develop is that is what is going to come now. Now, at least physically, there is a hand of the Lord, there is a leg of the Lord, there are clothes of the Lord, there is the name of the Lord. Each of them at least appear different, right? At least appearance wise, they are different, right? It's
Different.
not that they're all just one light or something like that. So, in Tarka Sangraha, there are 7 padarthas: Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Samavaya, Vishesha, Bhava. And that there are some problems in the Tarka Sangraha because it doesn't cover the Vaishnava perspective. So Vaishnava Acharyas have written other books like Padartha Sangraha and all, in which 10 Padarthas are there. So there is a Padartha called Vishesha. Now this Vishesha means what? Bheda bhavepi bheda vyavaraha nirvahakaha ananta eva visheshaha. Okay, don't worry about it. I will send in notes. But there is a pot. Correct. Now this pot, it has a particular shape. It has a particular form. It has a particular name. What is the name? POT, pot. Is the name POT pot and is the item pot different from each other? Can you separate the name from the pot?
No.
You all agree
Yes.
with it. You cannot separate the name from the pot.
So it is different, bro.
Can you separate the name from the pot and just have the name with you and not the object?
Yes.
How can you do that?
I can say pot, but I don't have a pot.
No, you may not have a pot, but you are indicating that same round thing, no? Still, you have not separated it from the object. It may not be physically present before you, but it is definitely indicating that object itself, right? So, actually, name and form are not separable. They are inseparable. Guna, guni. Similarly, the qualities are not different from the form. Let's say you have a red cloth. You cannot separate the redness from the cloth. It is the attribute of the cloth. The red cloth is the attribute of the cloth, but it is not separable from it. It is a part of it only. It is a silk cloth. Now, if you separate the silk from the cloth no more remains. If you remove the silk thread from the cloth no more remains. So a silk cloth is a cloth in which both silk and cloth are inseparable. They are a part of it only. Is this okay till now?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, can you please connect these two examples, red cloth and silk cloth, with the idea that the Lord names.
I'll come slowly. First, we should understand what is a Vishesha Padartha. What is the concept of Vishesha Padartha? Before that, I'm explaining one thing, that silk cloth, we cannot separate the silk from the cloth. It is an integrated part of the cloth. The silk and the cord, the Visheshana and Vishesha, they are together. We cannot separate them. Okay. Still, you can touch something, you cannot touch something. What you can touch? You can touch the cloth. But what you say silk, you cannot touch the word silk. Okay, there is a difference in dealings between the two words which are describing the same object, but still you cannot say one is different from the other. Now, now the concept of Vishesha is there. Vishesha means the cloth itself is special. It is one special thing and the name itself is another special thing. They are two inseparable special entities which are together. Cloth is one special entity, silk is another special entity. These are two inseparable special entities which have come together and you cannot separate them. Okay. Now, similarly, when you say the hand of the Lord, am I audible? Sorry, I got a call. It was, I disconnected. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So, when you say the Lord, the hand of the Lord and the legs of the Lord, or the eyes of the Lord, or the name of the Lord, they are inseparable from the Lord. But each of them has a Vishesha, a speciality. Similarly, the forms of the Lord, they are not different, they are special. Each of them has a Vishesha, but they're not Bheda. There is no difference, there is speciality. We will discuss more on this Vishesha in the next class. I will get more deep into it. The concept I will explain more deep. But till now, at least it is giving some hint. Is it giving some hint to you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, right. Prabhuji, just I'm curious about this concept. Like, suppose, like on the basis of Swagata Bheda, we consider the Narasimha deity to be non-different from Radha Mother and just worship Narasimha deity, like basically treating Narasimha deity as Radha Mother. Would it be offense or would it be all right?
It is 100%. It is the only way to do it. That is the only way to do it. You should not consider them to be different from each other.
But Prabhu, like many, this concept is like people say Krishna, this Vrindavana Krishna also that you were telling, but some say Krishna never left Vrindavana. The Vrindavana Krishna remained there. The Vasudev part of the Krishna left. So that means they are trying to describe some Veda is there. I heard.
So now you connect with silk cloth. When you connect with silk and cloth are inseparable. Okay. So similarly, Vrindavan Krishna is a Vishesha of the Vishnu, is a Vishesha of the Vasudeva Krishna. All of them are inseparable. Still, somehow you are identifying using the Vishesha. It's a special thing, special identifying factor that makes him special. At the same time, it doesn't compromise other forms of God. Okay, so there is no, I mean, there is some Vishesha which doesn't leave Vrindavan. There is some Vishesha which kills the demons. There is some Vishesha entity which performs Ras Leela. But they are all Vishesha entities. That doesn't mean that the position of God is compromised.
I'm a little confused here, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes,
Like,
we will see more on it. Next class, when we elaborate more on the Vishesha concept itself, it will become more clear. But at least we should stop understanding that there are different Krishna forms or different Vishnu forms. At least that we should immediately stop understanding. Now, how we understand it with with the different forms, that we will see. We will get more deep into.
Prabhuji, just small thing, clarification. Can you please again clarify that Swagata Veda, Vijatiya, Sajatiya. Sajatiya is within one jati,
Yes.
Vijatiya is human and trees, and
Yes.
Swagata means
Swagata means within the person itself.
within the person. Okay.
We have Swagata Bheda, our hands are different, our eyes are different, each of them are differently potent. But that weakness is not in the Lord.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji, so you contemplate on this, try to think on this. I know it's not clear. Next week, we will get deep into the Vishesha Padartha itself. We'll understand the concept of Vishesha only because this is going to be very critical for getting into the next Lakshmi Tattva, because Lakshmi is also another complicated thing which we have to understand. So before we get into that, we will study this more deeply.
Prabhuji, and last class recording is also missing. Somehow I missed the class, but I was unable to gain
Okay, I'll
access.
forward that in the.
Yes.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that Tarka Sangraha. What is like? Can you tell what is the meaning of Sangraha? Tarka means logic.
Yes,
So
Tarka Sangraha Balanam Sukhabodhaya Kriyate Tarka Sangraha. So the author, what he did is, for the benefit of newcomers, he created a book called Tarka Sangraha, a collection of elements of Tarka, the different padarthas. Everything in this world is divided into 10 padarthas or 10 elements. Tarka Sangraha divides it into 7 padarthas, but the Vaishnava Acharyas divide it into 10 padarthas. They say some things are more than this Tarka Sangraha is. So everything in the world is just divided into this like dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishesha. Dravya means tangible objects, anything which is tangible. Guna means the qualities of those tangible objects. Karma means the actions of those tangible objects. Samanya means the collective noun of the tangible objects. And Vishesha, there is some speciality in each of these objects. So what is the speciality in each of these divisions? That is Vishesha. So like that, everything in the universe can just be divided into these sections. So it's a very nice way of presenting it.
So Prabhuji, here like padartha means like one object. It can be one object, and that object has 10 different aspects. Is it
Padartha
like
means pada artha. Anything which is described by a word is a padartha.
okay?
And among padarthas, there are some dravyas. There are some which are dravana prapana, which can be caught in hand or which can move from one place to another. So those qualities, whichever is there, they are padartha. They are dravyas.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Anything else to add?
Prabhuji, that example you had given, that nimitta karana for the creation, Parabrahma is superior than the inferior Prakriti. So, like,
Yes.
can you tell like nimitta and upadana karana? Upadana,
Upadana. Yes.
that I could not
So
understand, Prabhuji, if you can.
Parabrahma is the nimitta and Prakriti is the upadana. Brahma is the nimitta and Prakriti is the upadana, because Prakriti transforms into the existing world the way it is now. Whereas Parabrahma, his drishtipata, his action will make it happen. Whereas the Mayavadis say that there is only one Parabrahma, there is nothing second. So that Parabrahma itself transfers into this material world.
So, Prakriti is upadanaka and Parabrahma is the nimitta.
Yes.
And that Parabrahma we can consider Vishnu Lord, I mean the Supreme Lord
Yes.
himself.
Yes. Yes.
One aspect.
So, okay, Prabhu, today I took a short class. Forgive me for that. We will, you can contemplate on this during this week, and we will proceed further next week. Thank you.
पठितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.